From a powerful, destructive tornado in Kansas to incredibly rare footage of glaciers calving straight from Antarctica. Today, you'll see what happens when Mother Nature gets angry and shows off her immense power. Normally, this volcano might blend in with the others, but it's truly exceptional. A few years ago, the eruption of Hunga Tonga in Polynesia caused the biggest atmospheric blast on record. The aftermath was astounding. Nearby countries were hit by tsunamis, and the sound spread across 105 miles. According to NASA, the eruption packed more power than an atomic bomb. It was supposed to be just another quiet day in a Swiss village, but some whims of nature are impossible to predict. Very quickly, vast streams of mud flooded the streets. You'd think a landslide isn't as dangerous as, say, a hurricane, but just look at the aftermath. It effortlessly lifted cars, smashed through barriers, and demolished buildings. Thankfully, they were all empty, but the residents were probably shocked when they saw these scenes captured on security cameras. Check out these moments you won't see in the glossy pamphlets advertising the heavenly beaches of Hawaii. When the volcano erupted, one of its craters gave way, sending all the gathered lava pouring into the nearby village. The lava moved slowly, but its intense heat wiped out everything in its path, setting street lamps ablaze like matchsticks. Although residents were evacuated in time, some cars and homes were literally consumed by the searing lava. Intense thunderstorms are a glaring display of nature's fury. Not only do they frighten people, but they also make life much harder. University students witnessed lightning striking a power line, causing an instant blackout. Undoubtedly, this not only shocked them, but also left them without electricity for some time. This video could have been a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie, but it's actually what the sky looked like over Laguna City in Brazil. Thick black clouds swiftly moved and ominously descended upon the city. A tornado is one of the unwelcome surprises that can occur during a storm. Even though residents of the Canadian province of Alberta are used to weather whims, seeing something like that was quite a shock.
That is picking up steam right there. We got a tornado happening behind our house. Crazy.
Just check out the scale of it. It feels like this huge black pillar is about to swallow up the whole town. But you know what's crazy? The tornado only hit the fields and left the houses untouched. Imagine how relieved the locals must have been. Meanwhile, over in Kansas, the tornado wasn't as polite. It ripped through a small town, with wind speeds reaching 164 miles per hour, easily tearing off roofs and flimsy structures. Some homes were completely destroyed. Although the cleanup will take years, the important thing is that the locals survived. During Hurricane Fiona in Puerto Rico, heavy rainfall led to flooding, and the storm instantly swept away a large metal bridge. It happened so quickly that the workers didn't even have time to do anything. They could only watch in shock. The current was so strong that it tore the bridge apart in just a few seconds and carried it downstream as if it were made of lightweight plastic instead of metal. This neighborhood in India is one of the riskiest because landslides and rockfalls happen here frequently. They say it's because the city keeps expanding and there are massive constructions going on. Blasting in the mountains later results in huge rocks coming down from the peaks. Luckily, the operator's instincts kicked in and he only got a little scared. Nature can be really unpredictable, as China found out when it faced extreme weather. Imagine this. In just one day, the temperature difference across the country hit a whopping 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the coldest areas, it dropped below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, turning any falling precipitation into instant ice. A freezing ice storm put people's lives on pause for several days. Roads and cars were frozen, and practically everything was covered in ice. It was quite a sight, but much more enjoyable to watch from the comfort of a warm apartment window. Sometimes it gets even worse when entire buildings are covered with a layer of ice due to low temperatures. Canadian residents witnessed a similar scene when temperatures dropped and winds picked up along the coast, causing tough times for coastal dwellers. The waves grew so large that they reached residential homes. Because of the cold, the water instantly froze, covering the buildings in a layer of ice, turning the city into a scene from a fairy tale. A bit of regret probably crept in for those who bought waterfront homes at that moment. The Drake Passage, hundreds of miles of open ocean, is one of the most terrifying sections of the sea, where sailors face the elements alone. It takes about 2 days to traverse, and during this time, anything can happen. Most often, strong winds whip up powerful storms with waves as high as 50 feet. Crossing this stretch is considered a test for ship captains, and looking at these scenes, it's easy to see why. When the sky is covered with clouds, everything looks even scarier. Witnessing a volcanic eruption is truly breathtaking, as you can tell from the thrilled cries of this woman. But it's safer to watch from a distance, and here's why. These guys captured the eruption of the Santiago volcano in Guatemala, where a column of ash shot up into the sky, reaching over 3 miles above sea level. The ash fallout was later found in every nearby town within a 25-mile radius. Can you believe that power? Welcome to Nepal, where around 500 natural disasters happen on average each year. Landslides are the most common, especially during the monsoon season. Nevertheless, seeing such events firsthand is unforgettable. So it's understandable why people are so amazed. It's tough to impress people with hailstorms, since almost everyone has seen them before, but not many have seen hail this large. Ice balls the size of tennis balls can easily break car windows and leave dents. Hundreds of cars were damaged after a severe hailstorm in Kansas and Missouri. The scene was terrible. If you didn't know it was caused by nature, you might think the cars had been shot at. Can you imagine how fast the wind must have been to knock down a tree? On average, a wind gust of 56 miles per hour is enough to cause serious damage to buildings and knock down trees. Even strong root systems can't hold up against this kind of force. San Sebastian is a pretty popular spot for surfing in Spain. The waves here are up all year round, reaching almost 18 feet in height, except of course when tsunamis hit. No surfer would dare to hit the water during those times for safety reasons. But tourists didn't miss the chance to snap some shots of the raging waters in the bay from a distance. Avalanches in the mountains aren't exactly a surprise, unless they're covering an entire highway. It's happening more often than you'd think. At the same time, almost 50 road sections were shut down due to avalanches and landslides. When the wind picks up in the desert, it instantly lifts a lot of sand into the air. The size of a storm can vary depending on how strong the wind is blowing. In southern China, there was a huge sandstorm that experts dubbed the strongest in the last couple of years. The wind carried sand at almost 33 miles per hour. Suddenly, a wall of dust swept over the area, making it hard to see a thing. The operator probably felt like he was in a scene from a post-apocalyptic movie. Back in our school days, we learned about earthquakes and how they happen, but it's hard to believe that a single shift in mountain rocks on the border of China and Kyrgyzstan could trigger over 4,000 underground pushes and cause several strong earthquakes. Imagine how scared those people must have been up on the 24th floor of that shaking building. Did you enjoy the video and want to watch the part 2? Then comment Mother Nature Part 2 so I know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.